Now we will proceed with our second derived quantity, which is speed. So when we talk about speed, it is the rate of distance traveled per unit time. Please take note that kph, and speaking mathematically, kph, you always um, hear this in news, no? The kilometer per hour. Or km over age means kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour. While m over s means meter per second. So we usually use this one. We use this for to define speed. So this is the unit we use for speed. And here's the formula in getting the average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance traveled over total time taken. Ayan. So in real life, car is unlikely to travel at the same speed, right? All the time. So the speed that we have calculated is actually what we call the average speed. Though again, when we are talking about real life, car do not travel at the same speed all the time. Thus, we are calling this formula average speed. Let us have our first example. A horse runs 120 kilometers in 3 hours. Find the average speed of the horse for letter A. Letter B, at this rate, how far does it run in 2 hours? Letter C, how far does it run in 20 minutes? Okay, so here's the solution for letter A. Let me write it here, letter A. Find the average speed of the horse, and we all know, yan, from the previous slides, average speed is equal to the total distance traveled over the total time taken. So for this one, for letter A, we just need to divide 120 kilometers by 3 hours. For this one, 120 divided by 3, that will be 40. 40 kilometer over hour. Or simply, we could have this as 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, so this is already your letter A. Good job. Now let's proceed with letter B. At this rate, how far does it run in 2 hours? We just know that the horse travels 40 kilometers in an hour. So what do we need to do is we just multiply 40 kilometers by 2 hours, or by 2. So we'll simply have 80 kilometers, right? Okay, good. Now let's have letter C. How far does it run in 20 minutes? So we just, from letter A, we know that the horse could travel 40 kilometers in an hour. But with this question, what about if in 20 minutes? So this is less than an hour. So what do we need to do is we need to convert 20 minutes into 20 minutes into hours. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to do. So for this one, we'll just simply use the dimensional analysis. So 20 minutes times a fraction which is equal to 1. And what is the conversion factor we will be using? The conversion factor for hours and minutes. So we all know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 60 minutes goes in here because, or for us to cancel the units. And then 1 hour goes here. And there you have it, 20 times 1 over 60. That will be 1/3, right? What will be the unit? Hours. Okay, so 1/3 hour. 20 minutes is equal to 1/3 hour. Now that we know this one, what's the next thing to do? Let me delete this one. I hope you were able to copy this. So we need to know how far does it run in 20 minutes. So let's just multiply the unit, the distance it could travel in 1 hour, 40 kilometers, times, instead of 1, we will just multiply this into 1/3 hour. No need for this unit. So 40 kilometer times 1/3, that will be 13 and 1/3. 13 and 1/3. Inputting this in your calculator, you will have 13 and 1/3. What will be the unit? Kilometer. Kilometers. Okay, so the final answer for letter C is 13 and 1/3 kilometers. So this how fast or how far the horse can run in 20 minutes. I hope you were able to understand these 3 questions. Now let's move on, or let's go back to our problem opener, the third one. Car A travels 320 kilometers in 4 hours. And car B travels 333 kilometers in 4.5 hours. Which car travels faster? Okay, so we will just need to compare their speed. Okay, so from the previous lesson or previous slides, we know that speed or the average speed is equal to total distance divided by the total time taken. Okay, so let's have car A in here. Let's just divide 320 kilometers by 4 hours. Okay, so this will be 320 divided by 4, that will be 80. 80 kilometer per hour. Okay. Next, let's have car B. So this is the average speed of car A, okay? Now for car B, we got 333 kilometers over 4.5 hours. Inputting this in your calculator, you will have 74 kilometers per hour. So from this one, car A travels faster than car B. So which car travels faster? It is car A. Okay? In this GIF, the girl one, no? Mas mabilis magpatakbo. Okay? So we are able to answer every problems that we have in our um, opening. So good job for this one, grade 7. So for your seat work, here it is. A cyclist travels 90 kilometers in 5 hours. So please answer this for 5 minutes. You may pause this video for a while and then you continue watching once you're done answering to check your answer. If you answered all this question correctly. Letter A, find his average speed. B, at this rate, how far does he travel in 3 hours? Letter C, how far does he travel in 10 minutes? Okay, so to answer letter A, find his average speed again. For this question, we just need to apply your formula in getting the average speed. So average speed is equal to total distance traveled, gaano kalayo. So let's have 90 kilometers. And then the total time taken. So to reach this 90 kilometers, how much time did he use? So he used 5 hours to accomplish to reach this 90 kilometers. So 90 kilometers over 5 hours or divided by 5 hours will be 18 kilometers per hour. Okay? So this is the average speed of the cyclist, 18 kilometers per hour. Now that we already know how far could the cyclist travel in an hour, we could now proceed with letter B. At this rate, how far does he travel in 3 hours? So we will just need to multiply 18 kilometers, since this is the distance that the cyclist could travel or could reach in an hour. We multiply this by 3. So final answer, 18 times 3 will be, inputting this in your calculator, you will have 54. 54 what? 54 kilometers. So that's really far, no? Okay. Meron sa inyong magaling magbike, right? And anyway, let's proceed with letter C. How far does he travel in 10 minutes? So in letter A, we know his average speed, or yes, his average speed in an hour, or the distance he could travel in an hour. So what about for letter C? How far does he travel in 10 minutes? Just like the previous example, we will convert 10 minutes into an hour. Okay, so to have this one, we could use the dimensional analysis, or the other way, we could just simply divide 10 by 60. So 10 by 6 divided by 60, that will be 1 over 6, right? And so the shortcut. But again, you may go back to the traditional way of converting. So 10, let's write it here. 10 minutes times a fraction which is equal to 1. So let's write 60 minutes in here for us to cancel the minutes unit. And then 1 hour here on top. Since that is the conversion factor, we will be using 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So we will have 10 times 1 divided by 60, or over 60. That is still 1 over 6. Okay? I hope now that we keep on doing the dimensional analysis and the conversion factor, you were able to memorize some of the basic conversions. So 1 over 6, or 10 minutes, is equal to 1 over 6 hour. Now what to do next? We just simply multiply 18 kilometers, since that is the distance of this that is the distance that the cyclist could travel in an hour. We multiply this not by 1 hour, rather by 1 over 6 hour. So 18 kilometers times, no need for the unit since we're talking about the distance. So 18 kilometers times 1 over 6. So that is simply 18 times 1 divided by 6. So that will be 3 kilometers. Okay, so this the distance that the cyclist could travel in 10 minutes. So kindly check if you answer this question correctly. Good job for those students who answered all these questions correctly. For those students who are still struggling and understanding how to compute for these questions, kindly go back to the to this slide. Okay, so I guess that's it. Now let's proceed with your math bank. So kindly answer this orally on your own, of course. You may just uh, talk to yourself there, but I guess we are talking to each other. So, math bank refers to how much space a region takes up. What is this? How much space a region takes up. So this talks about volume. Good job. So this is our 65th concept in our math bank. Good job, no? Ang dami na niya. Next, refers to how much a container will hold. Sometimes we interchange this with volume. Yes, this is capacity. Next one, 1000 cubic centimeters is equal to blank. Or in symbol, mathematically speaking, 1000 cubic centimeter is equal to how many? In volume. Yes, that is 1 liter or 1 L. Okay, so this is the symbol. 1 liter. Now for 68 concept, it is the rate of distance traveled per unit time. Another derived quantity. Yes, this is speed, of course. Next, lastly, and so give the formula in getting the average speed. or average speed is equal to blank. Good job. This is total distance traveled over total time taken. You need this formula for you to survive. No, for you to survive. For you to get the average speed of an object. And we have a, let's see if we have accomplished. Let's see if we have accomplished your squad goals. Okay, so did we solve the volume and capacity of an object? Yes. Did we solve for the average speed of an object? Yes as well. Good job on this grade 7. Uh, if you're having trouble understanding volume and capacity and even speed, kindly go back with the slides. Okay, so thank you so much, my dear students. Good luck with your exam. That is the next exam on our next meeting. So thank you so much. Goodbye.